Good morning and happy Friday, everyone. Down in the gym, it's a fitness Friday. We're going to get your workout on. I saw and met a bunch of people last night at the Ruby Leigh concert. We'll talk a little bit about that throughout the show. If you went to it, tell me what you loved about it. Did you get a chance to stick around and watch the fireworks? We had to head out early, unfortunately, but I hope they were amazing. Some people told me that they were leaving and getting a chance to see them as they were driving out. If you didn't get a chance to go to the concert, then let me know what you did do for your 4th of July. I hope it was a great one, and I am crossing my fingers and hoping that it was a safe one for you at all. I see all of you coming on. Good morning to you. Unfortunately, we're not on Twitter today. Not sure what's going on, but it wouldn't fire. So I don't know if there's an issue with X, I should say, not Twitter, but X this morning or what. But we are on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we are on Instagram, and we are on Rumble. So anybody who normally watches us on X, you might want to let them know to try and see us on another of the platforms. Yes, good morning to all of you. And let's also say good morning to our aspiring meteorologist, Beckett Moore. Good morning, Beckett.
Good morning. How are you? How was your 4th?
Happy 4th to you as well. So where are you today?
Here in Grafton, Illinois, about 30 minutes, 40 minutes from downtown St. Louis here in Western Illinois, along the Mississippi River. And right now we do have some river flooding.
Oh my gosh, you sure do. Holy cow. That is quite a look. So you know what? A lot of us were talking about the rivers and how dangerous it is to be out on them. We were thinking of going out today, but I'm thinking it's not a good idea. They're talking about how high the water levels are and how much debris. You agree with that?
Yeah, exactly. There's going to be a lot of debris, those trees around, and also anything that's just been picked up and washed away from the shore as well. We've just been seeing these logs go along. You can see one actually right over there, but these
Yeah.
logs going down the river. So it's going to be pretty dangerous out there. If you're going to go boating, you want to take it slow because if you're going fast, you could get hit one of those trees and have a bad accident.
Absolutely. I'm so you know what? Last night we were at the concert and someone's like, "You're not going boating. That's dangerous, Monica." And I said, I wasn't even thinking about that. We were driving by the Boone Bridge and looked over at the Missouri River, and my husband mentioned just how high it was. But yes, I think
Yeah.
this is something you all need to understand because a lot of you do go out, maybe George Winter Park, you're on the Mississippi, you're thinking about the Merrimack, the Missouri River, etc. This is why Beckett is warning you about this. He also gave me a couple of pictures here. Tell me, this is a before and after of a ball field where you are?
Yeah, so that's our baseball field where we are. And normally it's not flooded. Normally there's no water on it. But once we get to around 19 to 20 feet, which we're at 21 feet here now in Grafton, which is right near that area, that ball field does flood. And then the pool next to it can flood. And that's likely going to happen. As right now in Grafton, we're at 21 feet. That's causing all this flooding here at this park near the shore. We're expected to get to 26 feet, which we actually haven't gotten to since 2019. And that was a historic year of flooding. Obviously, this isn't going to be as bad, but we could even see flooding over towards Main Street as well. People are trying to get their things here in Grafton to higher ground. So we're definitely going to be wanting to prepare for that as we get that flooding coming in, expecting to get to that moderate stage here.
And then when would it recede? I mean, we're looking at the rain that we've had. We went so long back at talking about, and the plants need the rain, the grass needs the rain. Now we have it, and now we've got the flip side of it. So what are you seeing in the forecast in the future that would hopefully recede that water?
Yeah, so it's going to keep rising as we go through this weekend and then towards Wednesday, and then start receding as we go towards the next weekend back down to minor flooding stage. But as we go into this weekend and through this next week, we're going to be dealing with that moderate flooding, and that's when we're going to be having this flooding along the bank of the Mississippi River.
And once again, if you're just tuning in, aspiring meteorologist Beckett Moore, he comes on with us usually on Mondays and Fridays, and also when we have severe weather. I love the flag in the background. Not a lot of wind, it doesn't look like, but so patriotic. What did you do for the
Yeah.
4th yesterday?
We went to see the Alton, Illinois fireworks, actually, not last night, but the night before. We had a golf cart parade, barbecue, and 4th of July games as well. So very fun.
I love it. Well, I'm glad you had a good one. Okay, so what are we expecting for the next several days as we go into the weekend and into next week?
Yeah, so today a high of around 85 with a mix of clouds and sunshine. A lot of sun around as we go into this weekend with mostly sunny Saturday and Sunday. 88 on Saturday, around 90 as we go towards Sunday. And then starting out our work week, Monday and Tuesday, we'll have to watch for a couple of rain chances, especially there on Monday. And then the rest of the week, we're going to have a mix of clouds and sunshine through the week with highs ranging from the upper 80s to the lower 90s.
All right, everybody, we're not talking about hundreds again, but this is the
Yeah.
St. Louis mix that we have. Crazy hot, then a ton of rain. Beckett, thank you so much. And again, one more time, stressing the importance, if you are going anywhere near the water, that it could be very dangerous with all the debris that's expected. You can see that right there behind Beckett. And for any of you that are thinking about going boating, I hope my friends are listening, because I don't know that it's a good idea for us to go out. That's what we're
Yeah.
thinking. But Beckett, thank you. I hope you have a fantastic weekend.
Thank you. You too.
All right, that's Beckett Moore giving us one heck of a report. I mean, that visual shows it all, folks. Do you have any problems where you are, or were you thinking the same thing of going boating and now you're rethinking that? That might be a good idea. I don't know. I'm going to have a talk here. It is 7:08. I'm going to take a quick break. And as I mentioned, you can see we are in the basement. So I'm going to give you a workout. I actually wrote it up on the board behind me. I told my clients that when I feel a workout's hard, then I put it on the board so we can repeat it and kind of challenge everybody to do it again, maybe 3-4 weeks later, and see what it looks like. Let me say good morning to those of you that are on already. Julie, Luann, Linda, Ashlyn, good morning. Ashlyn is moderating for you today. And Ashlyn, I just saw your text, and it's all about fitness. We're going to do a Fitness Friday. Good morning, Pamela. Sean, good morning to you. I had an awesome time at Bret Michaels' concert last night. Okay, Sean, where was that? Let me say that Journey and Def Leppard are going to be at Busch Stadium on Saturday, and I heard that there are still some tickets available. So if you're looking for something to do Saturday night, there you go. Wayne, good morning to you. Debbie, good morning. And I missed it. Did he say that the loading dock flooded? He's talking about the river. I don't know about the actual bar itself. What he was saying is that he's in that Grafton area, and you can definitely see that there's a lot of flooding already taking place. Tony, good morning. Good morning. Creve Coeur Lake was so high they weren't renting out kayaks, Dr. Sean says. We'll see you, by the way, Dr. Sean, in just a few hours. Kathy, good morning. Last night was so fun. Ruby Leigh was great. The food and wine were delicious. Good times, great company. Good morning, Stephanie, as well. Yes, we're going to talk about Ruby Leigh, and I'm going to show you this workout. So here's what I'm going to give you an opportunity to do. If you want to do the workout while we are live, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to give this to you. I'm going to show you the form of it all, and then you can write it down on your own board or in your notebook and save this one to do on your own. How does that sound? Okay, we're going to give that all to you when we return.
When I started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, with the help of my dedicated employees, we now have hundreds of products, some you might not even know about. To get the word out, we're having a $25 extravaganza. 2-pack multi-use MyPillows, $25. MyPillow sandals, $25. And for the first time ever, our 6-pack towel sets, you guessed it, just $25. Our brand new 4-pack dish towels, $25. And I've never done this before. Premium MyPillows with all new Giza fabric, any size, any loft level, even king size for only $25. And there's so much more. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code for our $25 extravaganza. Order $75 and over. Your entire order ships absolutely free.
I gotta love that, Mike. Thanks so much for being a part of the Real Monica Adams team, along with Just Pools and Spas. Look at that background, your backyard oasis. You want to have the grill, you want to have the water features, you want to get those big umbrellas that you need to keep you in the shade from the crazy heat that we've had in the sun. Just Pools and Spas are the specialists that I want you to go and see. And of course, when you need to keep that pool sparkling clear, you want to go and get your chemicals from my friends at Just Pools on the West Outer Road in Arnold. I love those big noodles, by the way. Finally had a chance to use those last weekend. The kids love them. When it comes to pool toys and floaties, you need to have those nice little lounge chairs that sit in the water, or you're looking for a nice hot tub. The Pool and Spa Specialist Just Pools and Spas. And here's the cool thing. They are going to be pulling a winner tomorrow. That's right. You have until today to purchase those tickets if you haven't yet. Let me tell you about it. It is 100% proceeds going to these two incredible charities, Find Your Rest Ministries and Tunnels for Towers. So you buy a $20 raffle ticket, all that money going to two incredible charities, and you just might walk away with a 30-foot round above ground pool with a filter system and a liner. How many of you have gone in and said hi to Madonna and to Shannon and to Michelle and to Tom and the staff at Just Pools? I hope you are supporting those that support us. That's how we keep them around. And like I said, if you come out the winner, I'm going to be so super excited if it's somebody from our Real Monica Adams audience. I bought a couple of tickets, and I know we already have a pool, but somebody would be gifted that, and that would be pretty cool. So I would love to be there tomorrow. We're talking about maybe doing that drawing live, maybe a short little show that we could do, or at least that I could pop on and do like a little live video for you all. Welcome in again, 7:13. We are going to show you a little Fitness Friday here in just a second. But some of you said that you were at the concert last night, and I love that. There were a ton of people that I met that said they didn't know what I was doing now. And so I had all those wonderful flyers showing people about our show. And so we should have a new audience. I told them to sign on if they can live. If not, watch the show later. But one of the things that was funny was everybody saying, "You're not actually going on tomorrow morning, are you?" I'm like, yes, I'm going to be there for you every single day. It's important that we do that. So yesterday we did a little wet your whistle. Let's see. Let me get that out of the way. A little wet your whistle Thursday with my friend Chuck. Let me get this out of the way so you can see. This is the behind the scenes. I want to thank my team for being there. Michelle was there. Jim was helping. My mom even was on the crew helping in the background yesterday. So it was fun to showcase. Hold on, folks. It was fun to showcase new wines. So they're 1897 label we were looking at. So yes, Chuck, thank you so much for having us. If you've never been there, that's actually the inside gorgeous fireplace that they have in the background. We were trying out the 1897 Chardonnay, which is brand new. I think he said they're just going to start having that on the menu for next week, I believe. But the other one we tried was the 1897 Syrah. So if you're a Shiraz fan from Australia, then you would probably really love a Syrah because similar grapes that you would enjoy. All right, trying to keep this light so you all can see here without it going on to my pictures. Here's a look for you without audio. There's Mama. And one of my clients, Kathy, there you are, by the way, took a little video of everybody. This is pre-concert, sitting outside. And yes, it was a little warm, but it was nice when that sun went down. There's Michelle, there's Jim, and there's her husband, Mike. This is pre-concert. That's a lot of fun that you missed if you weren't there last night. And then let me give you a little bit of Ruby. If you weren't there, I did get a chance to take some video of her. And she debuted her brand new suit that was custom made for her. If you weren't close enough to the stage, you weren't able to see all the detail and everything that was on it. But let's give a little listen to Ruby Leigh. Wasn't that awesome? Well, here's the thing, and she's such a sweetheart. So Ruby wrote me this morning, and she was so apologetic. So anybody that went last night, you know that there was a sound issue. Now, this is not on the artist. This is not on Chuck or anyone that owns the facility where she performed. It was all in the sound. And the crazy thing was, she said that she had worked with the sound team in the past. In fact, the night before, she was in an area called Shelbina, I believe. And she's like, it was flawless. So don't know. We call them gremlins sometimes. Like, where in the world did all this come from and why did it happen? So she just was so apologetic to anybody that was there. There was about a good 50-minute delay and the crowd was starting to get a little frustrated. And so we came on, did a little song and dance just to try to stall a little bit and just let everybody know what was going on. But, I think she needs to know that you all enjoyed the concert and that it was okay, that it was delayed just a little bit. You had a chance to spend time with your family and your friends a little bit more. So were you able to stay? We had to leave at about 10. So if you went last night, let me know if you were able to stay. And did you see the fireworks? That's what I'd like to know. Julie said, I saw this. Nice to meet the spouses. Yes, of course. I think I understand what you're saying there. I'm going to show you all a workout for a Fitness Friday. And I don't know if you're going to be able to do it live with me or if you want to do this later, but it is chest, triceps, and then endurance. I'd like to put a little burst of endurance in. Now, you can see behind me right here, those are TRX bands that we hang down. They attach to anything up above. If you want to, you can take TRX bands to a park and it makes your workout really awesome. So you can take you can take it anywhere you go. So it's mobile with you. You can put it around a tree. You can, the straps, by the way, if you've never had them, TRX, it's a suspension training system, and it was made actually by a Navy SEAL. I love them because they're so easy to just pack up and take with you and do a workout wherever. You can do endurance, you can do back training, chest training, triceps, biceps, legs, the full body. I love the core training. That's probably one of the most difficult things that my clients always say. So when we have them on the ground and you put your feet in the handles, and then you do like pike work and you do mountain climbers, things like that. TRX, as any of you have ever trained in TRX, let me know what you think about that. But you don't have to have that. My girls this morning that trained at 6 o'clock, they didn't have the TRX band, so I had them use dumbbells. We can always do something that is an alternate, or you can use just regular resistance bands and step on them and then use them over the top of your head. Okay, so anybody going to be able to do this live with me, I'll slow it down. Otherwise, I'm going to show you. You can write it up. And then we'll go from there. And then I'm going to make sure that we're not missing out on anything discussion-wise that has to do with anything going on in the news. Once the sound was fixed, Ruby sounded fabulous, Kathy said. Exactly. Okay, so from a workout standpoint, I actually brought the bench over here. So I'm going to take this down for you so you can see. Oh, let's get that light up for you again. Okay, so you're going to start with basic dumbbell presses. And then we're going to go into where I use the TRX, but you don't have to. We can give you an alternate. So grab the weight that you want to use. So a lot of people said they loved my Monica's Motivational Moments that I used to do. So I always want to make sure that we have those ready for you. Okay, let me turn this way on the camera. So basic dumbbell presses. Lie all the way down. If you don't have a bench, you can use a ball, anything that will allow you to keep your back flat. I don't want to see any of this. Okay, see this right here? You don't want a big arching in the back. So flatten the back down. I'm going to do something that I always tell people not to do, which is to roll off like that, but I got to get that weight back. Okay, flatten onto the bench. And then you're going to line up midline of the chest all the way up. Exhale. Exhale as you go up, please. And then inhale on the way back down. So I'm just going to show you a few. The full workout, I did 15 reps. Okay, so the feet can be on the bench like I have them here. Or if you want some core training with it, put your feet like this. You see that 90-degree angle? Then that now is working my core. Still, no arch in the back, so you got to draw the navel in and act like you're attaching it to the spine. Now I'm working my core with my chest training. Or you can have your feet on the ground as long as you're not doing this big arch. So I'm having to do that pelvic tilt a little bit more to make sure that my back stays down to the ground. I always hate when I see people doing this and then they're arching their back, and then what happens? When they go to get up, all I ever see is them like wrenching in their back and rolling over in their back. Okay, so that is the chest side of it. Let me open this back up again. This is the times that I would love to have a team helping so that you can see everything and I'm not changing it around here on you. But That was the chest. Okay, for the tricep, this is where I went in and did the suspension training side. And I turned, and if you're familiar with TRX bands, you can go in several angles. So I would take them and lean in and press overhead. A lot of people don't have bands or don't have the suspension training, so you can do the same thing in an overhead press. That's what the girls did this morning. Taking one dumbbell, or you can take two dumbbells together, up over your head, similar movement, and you're pressing. Let me come back so you can see the full amount all the way up. So when you go up, I want the dumbbell to have a vertical stance on it. Okay, so you're here, pressing straight up. And we did 15 chest presses, 15 tricep presses, or suspension TRX, overhead presses, or if you have a resistance band, as I mentioned, you can stand on the resistance band and then take the band up with you and do the same thing, pressing it out overhead. Any questions on that? So 15 reps, and then this is where the endurance came into play. For me, I've got a full playground here that maybe I can, well, I can't. I'm attached. I was going to say I could turn around and show you. We've got battle ropes. We've got wall balls. We've got slam balls here. We've got kettlebells to where we could do kettlebell swings. We've got boxing bags. So anything you want to choose to throw in a little endurance. So each one of these pairings is going to be chest, tricep, and then some type of endurance. 3 sets of it, okay? So 15 reps here. We did 15 reps here. And then for mine, I did jump rope. So if you want to do what I did, 100 turns of a jump rope. You can do that. Well, it depends on how fast you are with it. So you could do it in 30 seconds. You could do it in 45. Maybe it takes you 60. Maybe it takes you longer. The biggest thing is you're doing the turn of the rope. You don't want to have the rope too close to you. Okay, that's some tips from a jumping rope standpoint. If you've got them too close and you get all tangled up and you get frustrated, the turn of the rope's not happening. You keep stepping all over it. I don't mind. Just keep doing it until you get 100 in. That's what I want you to try to do, okay? You might not be ready for that, so maybe you start and you do 20, or you try to do 30, or you try to do 40 or 50, things like that. You build up. For me, I did 100, and then I went back through and did my chest, tricep, 100 again, chest, tricep, 100 again. That was the grouping of 3 sets. Let me know if you have any questions on that. I'm going to pop over real quick and make sure I'm not missing anybody on Instagram. Jamie. Hello, Jamie. And Trimlight. That would be my friend George. Let's see. Yes. Oh, Kira Anderson, how are you? Okay, good. Not missing any questions over there. And I hate that we're not on X this morning because we have a big following on X, but it wouldn't fire today. So Facebook, both Facebook pages, by the way, people can watch me on Monica Adams and my Monica Adams Quentin page, but we prefer you go over to my Monica Adams page because that's where I see the questions and the comments coming in. YouTube, Instagram, and Rumble on any of those. So I know a lot of you, Linda Eckert usually walks in the morning. I don't know if she's on wanting to do her workout. A lot of you might still be sleeping in a little bleary-eyed after your 4th of July festivities. So I figured not a lot of you would get a chance to do the workout with me live, but I want you to try to do it later. So chest, triceps, endurance. Okay, I don't think anybody has any questions so far with regards to that. Again, regular chest press. Then we switch, and if you have a bench, then you're going to take it and you're going to put it in an incline. So for ours, make sure that as you bring it up here, you're locking it in place, and you're going to pick whatever incline you want. Now, our incline on this one, I'm actually going to turn the dumbbells inward. So this is what I would say is grouping B. So we've got A, B, and C. And I did it yesterday, moved pretty fast through it. It was a great 45-minute workout. So if you don't have 60 minutes and you're like, okay, I've got about 45. If you only have 30 minutes, then what do? You do A and B, or you do A and C, whatever. And then come back and try to do the last one when you do have time. So our next grouping, B, is going to be incline press and turn it inward. And then our second grouping is, let's see. Oh, yes. So we're going to take the dumbbells by our side and have them near the ears on the incline, and you're going to press straight up. And then you're going to get a different grouping of endurance for your cardio. For me, I did the battle ropes, and I did them for 40 seconds. So 20 seconds singles, and then 20 seconds in a full double. Again, if you don't have battle ropes, I told the girls come up with, do jumping jacks in place as fast as you can. Do mountain climbers. Do fast feet. It doesn't matter. What it is old school calisthenic training that's going to get that heart rate up. So I'm going to show you 5 of them, and then we'll move on. So again, feet can be up. They can be in the air. They can be down on the ground. This one, line up with the collarbone so it sets a little higher. Collarbone, turn it inward and bring it back down. Up, turn it inward, bring it back down. I want you to be aware of what the belly's doing, so tuck that core in. Okay, down, in line with the collarbone, pressing up. I'm going to do 5 here. This is the 5th. Up, slow and controlled, right? And then bringing it back down. But when you do the full set, I want you to do 15 of them. All right, the second set is for your triceps. Now this weight, I'd say, might be a little too heavy. I'll do just a couple of them for you. But the key is that you bring them back and you set them in line with the top of your ears. So the biggest thing I see people do wrong, they end up becoming more of a press forward. It needs to be to where you have that shoulder mobility and you're bringing it back and over the top of you, not flaring those elbows out though, keeping it here, and then you're going to go straight up. Or you can tuck it a little bit in and go towards, like I said, your ears and press it straight up. So it looks like this. Again, this is where I would probably drop the weight a little bit. This might be too heavy, so bear with me here. Here, in line with the ears, yeah, this is going to be okay, just for a few. My triceps are on fire from doing this yesterday. So you're here by your ears, you see that, and pressing straight up. So if you notice, we work in angles when we are training. So right there, I'm not breaking beyond that. I'm not going to put any strain on the elbow, but the positioning of it is key here. Straight back up. You'll feel your triceps on fire. Back down, right here, coming up. What I was mentioning is you don't want to be here. See how it's getting into more of a press from my chest and my shoulders. I want it to be in your triceps. We're splitting all that up. Your triceps, by the way, are your big support muscles and your shoulders when you do chest work. So that's why we're pairing them together. After you did 15, again, in line with the collarbone, 15 presses, 15 right alongside by your ears. Then you would go into 45, 60 seconds, whatever you want to choose to do your endurance. Now, let me say this, as we say every time, if you're not ready for this type of training, that's okay. You got to walk before you run. You got to crawl before you walk. Everyone's got to get there in the time that the body's going to allow them. And you got to check with your doctor. Please make sure that you get released by your doctor. If you've got an injury coming on or you just came back from a surgery, make sure that it's okay to do these things that I'm asking you to do. I'm just giving you tools to help train the body and make sure that you connect physically, mentally, spiritually, so everything's together. I like to give you some new ideas of things to do. So that's pairing B, okay? So one more time, if you're just tuning in, we're giving everybody a workout regimen. And we try to do these on Fridays or Wednesdays, Fitness Fridays, Workout Wednesdays. Today, I had some time to give you a full chest, tricep, and endurance workout. So if you joined a little late, we're 30 minutes into the show, just take this and go back after the show's wrapped up and do the workout. Maybe call a friend and say, hey, we're going to do this workout together. It's a good 45-minute workout. You'll burn anywhere from probably 300 to about 450 calories, depending on how fast you're moving. For me, I was whipping through it, not a lot of resting. Again, 3 sets of each one of those exercises. Repetitions depend on your goals, folks. Remember, if you're trying to put on size, you're going to lift much heavier and your repetitions are going to be way less. You're trying to lean up. That's the physique that I'm looking for, that I've been really training hard in the last, 3 months. Changing, you probably watched that. A lot of people have been commenting on it. Changing my physique around. My repetitions are higher, 15, 20, maybe 25 repetitions. It just all depends, like I said, on your goals. But 3 sets of 15 reps I did, and then that's for the chest, and 15 for the triceps. And then it was a good 45 to 60 seconds of the endurance, whatever you're going to pick for your endurance. And then we go into Group C. Now, Group C, I did decline push-ups. If you want a decline bench to do presses, again, you do you. That's fine. But I did push-ups on the floor with my feet propped up on the bench. A lot of people are not ready for that. So I told the girls this morning, do push-ups and do different angles. I don't care if you do a push-up on the bench. That's what I'll show here. If you're not ready, do a push-up on the countertop. Do a push-up against the wall. If you've got an injury or maybe it's your grandparents that want to train. A lot of seniors I trained, we started against the wall. Just putting your hands against the wall and pushing against it. That's enough. And then when that gets easy, then you start to move down to something that's maybe counter height. And then you drop down maybe to the bench height. And then you say, I think I'm going to try one. Even if it's one, imagine how far you came from when you went from the wall down to the ground. That's progress. Celebrate those wins, right? So one full push-up makes every woman I've ever known that I've ever trained so elated. All women, they're always wanting to do one full male form push-up, and they always want to do one full pull-up. It's exciting, and those are the wins that you celebrate. So the push-up, change your angles around. If you're not going to do the ones that I did, again, the decline push-ups, if you want to see that, let me know and I can show you one of them. But otherwise, wide push-ups, basic stance push-ups, maybe really close and tight, and you bring those elbows in. That becomes much more of triceps. You could do like a triangle if you want to, or you can change your positioning of your hands. So many different forms of those. We did 10. So this is where we took the number down. You, however, might be really strong and able to just hammer out a bunch of push-ups. And maybe you do 25 or 30 or 50, but you're going to do 3 sets. So make sure that you pick the repetition range that's going to allow you to stay with it. Okay. So for me, I'm going to take this back down to the flat part of the bench and come around here. All right. So hand stance, I'm going to do a little wider, 10 of them. The key is that you guide with the chest. Don't have your butt in the air. I see too many ladies doing that. And maybe some guys too that aren't ready for a full-on push-up. So I'm going to bring the bench a little closer here. My hands are on the bench. I'm going to keep it. You obviously know there's a bench underneath me. You don't need to see the bench. Hand stance. See where I am here? Shoulder width apart. The key is to come down as far as you can, pressing back up without this happening. I'm going to turn to the side. What I don't want is this happening. This, right? This dipping down in the back. If that happens, you're putting major stress on your back, folks. We don't want that. So hand stance, again, shoulder width or wider, down, trying to come all the way to the chest. Down, and where are we exhaling on the way back up? Down, back up, down, back up. Then after you've done 10 of those, you're going to come to your bench or a chair. Or the key here is make sure you don't have something that's going to move on you. That's where it gets dangerous. We're going to do some dips. I had them do 30. If you do them slow and controlled, you might have to cut the amount of repetitions you're doing or break it up into a pattern of maybe 10, 10, 10. But the other thing I want to show you, I'm going to turn this sideways. This is a no-no. You don't want to be away from the bench and straining in the shoulders and trying to do this. My back is way far away from the bench. I don't want that. I want you, let me pull this down if I can. There we go. What I want is that you stay right along the side of the bench and you drop yourself down. There you go, like that. See that? We're talking about 90-degree angles again. You don't want to be like this, moving really fast and then wiping yourself out. So down, pressing up. Okay. Now, I've been asked this question a lot. And as I said, feel free to ask me any questions that you want. Many people have asked me over the years, is that a leg exercise also? The answer is it should not be. You're not supposed to use the legs to push yourself back up. You're supposed to be using your triceps. So when you get done with your 30, which is, again, this is the range that I chose. I did 10 push-ups, 30 dips, and then we went into the final cardio. And I brought in some oblique training. So I've got these big wall balls. If you've got them, great. I like to pick a point that's right about where my obliques would be, more waist level, and you do the turn and throw the ball against the wall, catch, bring it back. I'd had them do 15 on each side. If they don't have that, something similar that would bring the endurance up, as well as working your core and your obliques, would be to take a dumbbell or take some type of a weight, put it up over the top of you. I'll actually show you seated, because I have people who say, Monica, what about people that are in wheelchairs or that they can't get up and maybe they're not stable on their feet? Hey, here you go. I'm going to show you the last part of this. Engage the core and put 2 pound, 3 pound, 4, 5 pound. You have to do you. With me not being in front of you to privately train you, I'm just giving you ideas and giving you some tips here. So you could do it seated and then turn. If you can't lift the leg up, you can, if you've got mobility in your upper body, but the legs aren't working, well, then you can do this part and you're rotating and coming back up. If the upper body or the twisting is not good for you, then maybe you take the legs and you pull them up, angular, side to side. That way you're working your hip flexors, you're working your quads. So there's movement. All we really ever want for anyone is to be able to start moving in life. Some type of movement to get our bodies healthier. If you can do the full part, but we need to be seated, that's fine. You're going to be here, and then you're going to go to the opposite knee. Okay, that can be done standing or seated. So I'm going to do it here. Down, back up. The exhale coming as I go downward, back up. Okay, this will get your heart rate up there. In fact, I kept asking them to take their manual heart rate. They were getting up around 24 to 27, and these ladies are in their early to mid 50s. Remember, everybody's different. So I started training Ruby Leigh and her sister about 3 weeks ago. They're 17 and 22 years old. So their heart rate might be much higher. I'm not going to mirror that heart rate. That would be dangerous. You understand that, right? I hope. Otherwise, we'll cover that on another future Motivational Moments with Monica. I always ask, what can I do for you? What would you like for me to cover in the body of your training with the body? So today, chest, triceps, and endurance training. You want to do a little more core training? Add in some abs at the end if you want. Here's the way we do it. We do a 5-minute warm-up. We do a plank that could consist of maybe a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. Today we did a minute and a half. And then we go into the workout. And by the time you do the 5-minute warm-up, the minute and a half plank, and then go into the training, it was for me, it was an exact 45-minute workout, which is great, right? Get up, do that before you go to work, before you start your day. You'll feel empowered and you'll feel good about yourself because you got the physical side of the triangle of life already moving. Hopefully you started the day with some good nutrition, and maybe you started the day with some meditation or journaling. Well, look at that. You're already balanced. And then throughout the day, as the stressors of life happen, you get thrown off course. Hopefully, if you started your day with some good mental awareness, spiritual awareness, maybe you did meditation and prayer, and then you worked out. If you did all of that in the morning, just imagine how much better your life would start feeling. There's a lot of people that feel like they're walking around and this dark cloud is around them. And as I stress, again, if you put these factors into place, how much better your life would look. Okay, it's 7:40. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to look at your comments. Any questions? Let me know what you would like to see next week on a workout or a Wellness Wednesday or a Fitness Friday. We always make sure that at least one day throughout the week, we give you a workout. So let me know, what can I do for you?
The world needs to be more positive.
Yep.
You know, the world, and I'm spreading positivity with my air fresheners. So,
You and I both,
yes.
sir.
Sadly, I wasn't aware of the Monica Adams show until recently, and was I missing out?
I'm definitely going to turn this on in the mornings on our TV.
She's helping people to understand their value. She's helping women to transform their lives.
From the minute that we walked in, I felt just really comfortable and at home here.
You are always a ray of sunshine and positivity.
Thank you for what you do. I love this whole thing that you're doing.
It's good news. It's great news. It's uplifting and empowering.
But you were engaged, and I love that. So thank you so much.
Welcome back, and thank you again for tuning in to the Real Monica Adams Show, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Normally, we are also on X, but X was down this morning. Not sure what was going on with them, but Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Rumble for sure this morning. And I'm bopping back and forth, making sure that I'm not missing any questions. If I am, I'll be sure to get, Ricky Cannon. I don't know if he's still on, but he came on Instagram. Seeing some good friends, familiar names and faces. And then I'd love to know anybody that meets me new for the first time and watches the show. Make sure you comment. Anne said, good morning. Ruby was wonderful last night. Thank you for the workout this morning. The morning workout, great and sweaty. Have a great and safe weekend. Love it. Linda, yes, listening while I walk. I love your exercise tips and I use them. So Linda, do me a favor and let me know when you're able to do this workout and how it feels. Ashlyn, thank you so much for moderating for us this morning. I greatly appreciate that. Diane, good morning. Happy Friday to you as well. And yeah, Ashlyn was saying anybody that signed in late that I was talking about chest and endurance and triceps, they're doing a wonderful job for you. Let me know, what did you do for 4th of July, by the way? We, as you know, went to the Ruby Leigh concert last night, but I want to know, what did you do? And what I want to know for sure is that you're all safe, that none of you dealt with any horrific problems or running to the emergency room because a friend of ours has I guess he's a doctor. I don't know if he's an ER or what, but he was already talking early yesterday, and I do mean early, that they were already running to not for fingers, digits being blown off, but face issues because the kids were holding the fireworks and then it's firing into their face or it fires into the chest. We were talking about how dangerous it was. Angie, good morning. Happy Friday. Can't wait to do the workout later today. There you go. It's a good one. Tomorrow, we're going to be working out legs, not on camera. We will be doing it with my class. And so you heard about all the things that my team does. We still do have some openings for people for private training and semi-private training, possibly classes, but I really started doing more semi-private and private. It's kind of the turn of the half point of the year that I want people to really reach their goals. And I just think they need a little more focus in private training. So we're doing that. We do motivational speaking. We do emceeing and auctioneering. So I was giving out flyers last night and a handful of people said, oh my gosh, we need a good MC. I was like, well, reach out to us. Again, I'll put my email address here on the screen for you. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Carrie, have a great weekend to you. I protected my fur kids from the fireworks. Great job, Jen. Yeah, we had to leave, but we left the door open so that Tessa could go into the closet if she wanted to. You got to take care of the babies as well. Julie says, I have 3 furry friends. Hearing the fireworks from my bedroom. Yeah, the dogs for sure weren't liking it. Diane, I always look forward to watching you and hearing you. I always learn something new and start my day with encouragement, excitement, and positivity. Thank you for doing what you do. Well, Diane, thank you to you as well. That's what I want. I want to make sure that you're fulfilled and that you get what you want in life. So the other thing I asked, besides what can I do from the fitness training, what topics would you like to see? What guests would you like to see? Because the way we started the show last year was me saying, what would you like for me to cover? Because it was just you and I together, right? We talked about so many things. I had it loaded up for the entire month, and I'd like to start doing that again. I want to make sure that you're heard. You tell me what you would like for me to cover, and we'll either do it together on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or I'll bring a guest in and we'll do a deeper dive into that. Back when we first started, a lot of the topics had to do with mental health, and I expected that because we looked at what happened in 2020, 21, 22, 23 even, and it's kind of carried over. But the great thing is that the world is actually talking about mental health awareness now. And it really wasn't the case when we were growing up, right? And a lot of people, it was kind of taboo to say that you weren't okay. Now it's like people have been given permission to speak and actually find their voice, which is a beautiful thing. So if you want us to go deeper into things that you're struggling with, or maybe your kids are struggling with. I met a firefighter yesterday and he said, would you talk about the mental health problems that first responders go through? And I said, we actually have, but let's do it again. And let's maybe separate it up and talk about the police officers and what they go through, the firefighters and what they go through, paramedics, what they go through, dispatch, those working in the holdover and the jails, so many levels of things. But it's not just that. It's every level of who you are. What do you do for a living? What are you struggling with? And on the flip side of it, what are you excelling? Because I want to make sure that we don't stay in the darkness, but we come over here and say, but see, this is where we were and this is where we are now. This is the journey that we took, because it is a journey, and it's a journey that you can't do alone. A lot of you come on and say, Monica, I struggle. Right. So don't be alone. Find your community. And I love the fact, back when we did this, just you and I together, we discussed the importance of finding where your community is. And for some, it's church. What does church look like to you? Is it actually going in to church, to the building, so that you're around the community? Is it a small Bible study class? What is it? Are you reading the Bible? Are you finding devotionals? Whatever it may be that fulfills the spiritual side of what you are seeking or where you feel lost. That's one aspect. The other is, what are your hobbies? Are you out doing them? Get with a running group, get with a cycling group, go dance, sing, get involved in some sports. Introduce yourself to pickleball. It seems to be all the rave, right? We even have chicken and pickle. So they have chicken and pickleball, and it's huge, and it's in St. Charles County. Again, why don't you throw some things out there? How about this? Tell me, what are you doing this weekend? Maybe you're going to give an idea to someone that feels lost and feels like they don't have their community, and maybe they can join you. You know, there's a lot of people that have signed on over the last several months, and they just feel lost right now. We're not in the season yet, but as we normally get into fall and especially winter, people deal with seasonal affective disorder. However, it's a thing during the summer as well. People feel like they shame themselves and they don't like to be out in swimsuits. And so they feel like a recluse and they stay inside their home. And normally you hear that in the colder months, right? It's the shorter days, it's the darker coming early, and it's the cold and they're staying inside and they feel very alone. But it happens also in the summer, so don't think that it doesn't. If you haven't seen somebody in a while that you normally think should be out and active, check on them. I mean, that's the nice, kind thing to do, right? Check on your community, your family, your neighbors, or meet somebody new. Meet somebody at the grocery store. Talk to somebody at the gym that you maybe never have before. You'd be surprised how many friendships form. Ladies that were sitting at a table last night, I asked them how they all knew each other while my husband was talking to this guy that was a firefighter. I knew him from, 16, 17 years ago. I met his wife last night, and I said, well, the ladies that are here at the table, how do you all know each other? And she said, well, we are spouses of the firefighters and we all became best friends. And I said, isn't that a beautiful thing when you get a bonus friend? Your friends maybe with one part of a spouse team, and then the other one comes along and you're friends with them as well. That table had about 10 people at it. And at one point, they all didn't know each other, right? Somebody chose to reach out of their comfort zone and say, do you want to be my friend? Do you want to, team up with me and let's go for a walk together? I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Let's be real here. Somebody has to start the conversation, right? Somebody has to start the friendship, but you've got to be willing. Do you have an aura about you that's closed off? There's a lot of people that tell me, I don't have any friends. And I say, well, it starts with you. Sometimes you are the one that's preventing it from happening. Think about that. Thank you, Angie. I'm surprised I only sneezed once. For those of you that know me well, you know that I usually sneeze 2 times. I'm a 2-time sneezer. And when I sneeze once, either there's something in the air or it means I'm getting sick. And I hope it's not the latter. Let me get a little water here. And by the way, I think I saw somebody say something about, was it my shirt? Or it might be your shirt. Thank you very much, Ashlyn, for posting about Monica merchandise. Get your Know Your Value journals. Get your Know Your Value shirts, jackets, whatever. That way you can walk around with the mantra. I don't know how many people have told me that once they wear their shirts, how many compliments they get. Because people love the phrase, know your value. And it's for everybody. I don't care how young you are or how old you are. Beckett, we got the youth version of the shirt for him. So we've got it for men and women, we've got it for boys and girls, and then we have the journals. And in those journals, write your deepest thoughts. It's for you, nobody else. Write in there. It's a science. I don't know how many times I've talked about this. It can all stay up here and swirl around and get lost. Or you can take it from here, take those thoughts, put them down on paper, and actually implement a plan that this is where you're going to go in life. This is all your manifestation that you're putting into the journal, and make it happen. If you keep it all up here and you lose it, just how quickly you walk from one room to the next room and those thought processes go out and you're like, gosh, I had such great ideas, or I had such gumption to do this today. I was so organized, but I forget everything that I was thinking about. It's because you didn't write it down. truly a science from here to there. Let's see. I need to go back here to Julie. Julie, I have my Monica Blue shirt on. Good. The Know Your Value. I love that. And then I get the morning devotionals from 99.1 Joy FM. My friend Nick Spinolis is I don't know who's with him. I don't know the girl that's with him, but Nick is a friend of mine that I haven't seen in years. He used to work at WIL in promotions. And when he finally went on air, I was like, I had no idea he ever wanted to go on air. And that's what I love, the journey of where you are and where you end up going in life. You just keep your mind open that you can be anything you want to be. Yes, the Christian station from Sandy Brown. I don't know Sandy Brown. I've read Healing Out Loud. Okay, that's a good one. Healing Out Loud by Sandy Brown. There's a good book. I love when we're introduced to new and good books. If you haven't read Amy Post's book yet, put it on your list. Out of the Gray into the Light. I read it. My husband read it when he was on the plane. My mom read it when she was over here last weekend. We all have rave reviews about that one. So put it down. Again, Amy Post, Out of the Gray into the Light. And we have that coming up on one of our audio podcasts, by the way. I believe we're going to have that next week for you. Debbie says, yes, mental health, suicidal thoughts, loneliness. She's got a lot of stuff here. Thank you for the God bless you. Monica merchandise. That's right. Go to TheRealMonicaAdams.com and click on shop and you can find that. He is with Sandy Brown on the morning shows. Oh, okay, Julie. So Sandy actually has a book. That's awesome. Let's see. Okay, so everybody, 7:53, we're going to talk about what's on tap for Monday and Tuesday of next week when we are in studio. And then anybody else that wants to tell me about things going on for the weekend and where you saw fireworks. Did you go into one of your communities? Maybe you went into Webster. Maybe you went into Ferguson. They had it at January Wabash Park. Maybe you were on the Illinois side. Wherever you were, I just want to make sure that you watch the professionals do it and that you didn't hurt yourself. Amy Post's book is on my list. My next read, yes, John O'Leary's On Fire. That's another one of my favorite podcasts is John O'Leary. What an incredible, uplifting human being of everything that he's gone through. Love that guy for sure. All right, we have the wrap up of the show coming up next. We need women to lift women up.
Let's do that. Let's go. Being on Monica's show, it was like one of the best interviews I've ever had.
Monica's very real, and she really cares about people.
She's changing lives.
Changing lives.
I think this is just really what people want to see.
Giving back so much to the community, and I really appreciate it.
Today, Monica was extraordinarily real, not only with me, but with her viewers and her listeners.
Made the interview process like talking to a friend.
How are you doing? See you. Haven't seen you in a few weeks.
Hey. You're close.
Monica. Whoa.
So go out in this world and be anything you want to be. But before you do that, first, be kind.
All right, final 5 minutes of the show, and let me tell you what is on tap for you for next week. So we have our newest sponsor, Dr. Sarah Jensen with Regional Dermatology, and I'm super excited. A couple of your community members went and saw her. I think it was yesterday. And if you're still on, I don't know if Julie's on, but Ann is on. Let everybody know what you loved about her because they had a chance to experience her firsthand. She is such a sweetheart already, brand new to our team. She was checking in on me yesterday. She sent a text asking how my neck was doing and just wishing me a happy 4th of July. I was like, what just an incredible soul. I mean, that's it. When I want to bring people on, I want that connection of kind human being. And she did that. So she's coming back on Monday. We're going to talk a little bit deeper about lupus, other autoimmune diseases and rashes that go along with those, and then digging deep into dermatology questions. She is a dermatologist that owns Regional Dermatology in Festus, and then her practice in Chesterfield. She just opened up within the last few months, and that is why she's able to get you in so quick. So for those of you that have been trying to get in to a dermatologist and you're being told that it's like 6 to 9 months, nope, you need to switch to her, and she has that incredible care and kindness that's going to take care of you. And on top of that, she's unbelievably intelligent. So can't wait to see Dr. Sarah Jensen back with us again on Monday. And then on Tuesday, I want to thank Ashlyn, our intern who's moderating for you this morning. She is introducing me to a girl whose name is Katie Langley. Katie unfortunately lost her sister in a horrific accident. Just let me take you on this journey just a little bit. Her sister was hanging around someone that Katie really didn't want her to. And other people, you hear those voices, but you just don't want to listen to them. And your gut instinct is, I'm thinking my family and friends are right, but I'm going to ignore that. And I wish she didn't ignore the warnings, because if she hadn't ignored them, maybe she still would have been here. She was hanging around a person that wasn't best for her. And one night, when she was going to be heading off to work and he was taking her to work, she called 911 and she wanted out of the car. He was driving recklessly. I believe the alcohol content was maybe twice the legal limit. And this guy's driving her. She's calling 911. She's asking for help to get out of this car. And he drives so fast, and he ends up, getting in an accident, and she ends up dying, unfortunately. I want her life to be remembered. There was a lot of mudslinging on social media, which is just horrific. First of all, it's horrific the way Katie found out how her sister died. This is very much like a Nightline thing. I mean, everything that played out with this. And I said, well, here's what I want. I don't want people bashing each other. The young girl, her life is gone. Let's remember her. And then let's give the message of the warnings. When you in your gut feel that someone is wrong, you got to do everything you possibly can to get them away. And I know that she tried so hard, but I'm actually speaking to the person who's hearing this. You're hanging around, or you're dating, or you're married to, or it's somebody within your family that's not good for you. Bad news. Please get away from them. At all costs, get away from them, because the deadly cost is unfortunately what happened to Katie's sister. So Katie's going to be on set with me. And a lot of you maybe have followed that. I believe my old station, KSDK, may have done a story with Katie talking about this, but they didn't really get a chance to memorialize her sister, which is what I wanted. And there's been some new movements. I believe Ashlyn sent me something, and I'm going to be reading up on this throughout the weekend, that the guy, I believe, was taken into custody. Oh yeah, she just posted the article. So I'll be reading the article that they did, but he was taken into custody. Is that correct, Ashlyn? Just let me know. That's the good side. And then hopefully justice is served. So we'll talk about that on Tuesday. And then, like I said, when we're together on these Wednesdays and Fridays, let me know what you would like for me to cover in these Monica's Motivational Moments, because I want to make sure we continue the wellness side of everything for you. We also have Friendship Fridays with Dot Fleshman coming up. She is with Coldwell Banker Gundaker, talking about the summer housing market and getting ready for the fall, and just looking at how things are doing, interest rates, all of that. We'll have her on Friday. And then more Mobile Monicas. I know a lot of you have been asking, where is the next Mobile Monica? Well, I'm working on one for sure in August. I can tell you we'll be back with Jessica Cook and Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue, Yuppie Puppy Pet Spa. Jessica's back from Spain, so we should be with her on Thursday, and then again, hopefully on the 18th, if she's available for both of those. We're going to do back-to-back instead of every other, and the only reason for that is, can't wait for this, we're going to Cabo. So we're going to do a couple of shows from Cabo San Lucas. Myself and Michelle will be there. It's a girls' trip. My hubby's staying here with the dogs. Thank you, honey, for doing that. So we will do a couple of shows for you. I'm sure you're going to be excited about this. Girls Gone Wild, it won't be. Girls Relaxing, it will be. We will have the week of July 22nd, where we'll come on from Cabo, probably on that Monday, as well as the 26th on that Friday. And then some great shows we'll be airing for you, some of the best of The Real Monica Adams Show, okay? If there's anything between now and then that you would like for me to cover for you, please let me know. Okay, Ashlyn said yes, that he has been taken into custody. Have a great day and a great weekend. Yes, Yuppie Puppies. I want you to adopt from them. If you're looking to bring a fur baby into your home, please don't shop. Adopt. Don't shop. Okay, everybody? Fantastic. Thank you so much for, again, allowing me to come into your home every day. Spread the word of the positivity of this show, and take the show and pass it along to your family and friends. Do us a favor, though, and tell them what part you really love. Put that at the top of what you're sharing, so it's not just a random share. All right, everybody, it's 8 o'clock. It's time to wrap up the show. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. I can't wait to be back with you on Monday morning in studio with with Dr. Sarah Jensen. Have a beautiful one. And remember what I always tell you, go out, be anything you want to be in the world. And before you do anything, please be kind. God bless you all.